Today we're going to learn cartwheel and couch. Cartwheel and couch feel great and they're lots of fun. Okay, for cartwheel, I want to introduce the acrobatic grip. Acrobatic grip, the flyer wants to stand right here at the base's feet, and the base is going to extend their arms, and we're going to take this grip. This is also how you find your grip for cartwheel. And then what's going to happen is the flyer is just going to revolve around the base to here. And now what we do is we have a solid grip for cartwheel. To explain the acrobatic grip, what's going on is there's a nice solid palm to palm contact, and then these two fingers are pointing here straight down at the base. The other two fingers, led by the pinky finger, is wrapped around, and then the thumbs are interlocked. What's happening here, what's really important, is that the flyer and the base are both taking these two parts of their palms and pushing in to that base kind of heel part of the hand. And that's happening on both sides. So whether there's zero flexion like this or there's a lot of flexion, then we have a good solid grip and it really protects the wrist. And that's something that's really important in acro. It's very easy as long as you follow the mechanics and you stay sensitive to your partner. Bases, you want to take your foot and you're going to put it right and about midway up your flyer's thigh with the blade towards their thigh, not right on the side, but towards the front. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that acrobatic grip, and as bases, you want to keep your arms straight this entire move. So the only time you bend your arms is never. And as the flyer tips over, you want to slowly receive their weight, and then once their weight comes over, you want to push straight up, and then you're going to bring your left foot in to receive them, and then slowly rock back so that your feet and your legs make that 90-degree angle again with the floor. This entire time we're keeping our arms nice and straight as bases. Then to come out of this, making sure you have that good strong tension here with your flyer so your arms are well and connected in the acrobatic grip. You're going to keep your left arm strong as your right leg bends, and your right arm is going to push up towards the shoulder of your flyer. And then you're just going to let them tip slowly back. So to dismount is the same as the mount in, just in reverse. For cartwheel and flyers, flyers want to stand so that their feet and their hips are right in line with the base's feet and hips. And then what's going to happen is the base is going to put up their foot, flyers right at about midway point on your thigh. If you need to help them find that at all as flyers, then definitely feel free to do that. And then find that grip. So inside arms go together and outside arms go together in that acrobatic grip that we went over. Then what's going to happen as flyers is the flyer's going to put all their weight into this foot, the foot closest to the base. And then they're going to tip through half moon and try to keep all their weight as long as possible in their foot, and then the base is going to bring over here. What you want to do as flyers, can we rewind that, is as flyers, you want to be coming down and bringing your arms and keeping that solid contact the whole time. So as our flyer and our base go in, there's solid contact through here. This leg wraps around, and then the foot is driven down towards the ground to create that somatic shelf. That's really nice for that base to get a good strong hold on you as flyers. And then you want to keep this grip and stay nice and relaxed. Now to come out as flyers, you're going to stay very, very strong in hands, so make sure that solid grip is going on. You're going to be pushing off through this hand, the same side that you're coming up, and then you're going to be bringing that leg around as a windmill and then slowly coming back down. So this position in and out for flyers is the exact same, just in reverse. Spotting for cartwheel is really important. When you have a flyer and a base that are learning how to cartwheel at the first time, you're actually going to do a big part in helping them learn it. The main name of the game as a spotter, you're going to be spotting hips. And so as our flyer and our base go into cartwheel, you're going to be right here behind them with your arms stacked around like this, and I'm just watching hips the entire time. And then I'm right here. So if any time there's somebody dropped or anything like this, I have hips and I've got a good steady foundation, even if the base is learning or the flyer is learning how to go. And as they dismount, it's the same thing. So I'm watching out here and I'm making sure my flyer comes all the way back to the ground and is steady composed before I stop spotting. All right, for Vishnu's couch is a really comfortable position. It's lots of fun. You start in Straddle-bat. So make sure you've seen the video where we teach that. Find a nice solid Straddle-bat. Then what you want to do is take that acrobatic grip for bases, provide a nice solid foundation for your flyer. This is what they're going to be pushing off of. You are for them the ground. And so as you find that solid grip, you're going to keep really extra strong in your left hand, and your right knee is going to bend. And as their weight shifts, you're going to push your arm straight up so it's pointing towards their shoulder. And they're going to present their arm so that you can take your foot and putting it blade as close as you can to their arm, and that your arch is nice and supportive for their rib cage. And then you want to just make sure that your feet are spread out wide so it opens up their torso towards you. And then you just want to provide a good solid foundation, nice and steady, tailbone rest on the ground. And then find that Vishnu's couch. Then to come out of this, you're just going to reverse that. So find that acrobatic grip. You should be able to be steady in arms so you can actually take away your foot without falling down yet. And then bases, just keep your arms straight so the flyer has a nice firm foundation to work off of. And then whenever you want to receive your flyer with a foot, just make sure that's nice and soft for them to land on. Okay, for the flyer portion of going into couch, what we want to do is we want to start in a nice solid Straddle-bat. So making sure to get that set beforehand, that's covered in a video previous. Then you want to have really solid hand contact. What's going to happen is that this is very similar to coming out of Cartwheel, only much slower. And so this hand is going to push down really solid, and the flyer is going to shift their weight into this other hip and push themselves up, keeping their chest nice and open, and then rotating this hand into an inside grip here on the base's leg, making sure that's nice and solid. And then to finish off the move, the flyer is going to point straight up, and then also looking up is really helpful. And what's important in couch here is regardless of if the leg is pointed down here or it's straight out or how the legs are, the main part in couch is that the flyer has one shoulder stacked directly over the other shoulder and one hip stacked directly over the bottom hip. And then that's going to make things nice and relaxed. And the other thing that's helpful is you don't want to have this side of your torso contracted in. You want to have that nice and long, just like if you're laying on a couch. And then you want to just stay nice and firm and then relax into your base's feet. To come out of this, you want to lead with that top hand, just like we started. Get good solid arm contact so when the base removes this foot, then there's just a nice slow progression back down into Straddle-bat, keeping good tension in arms and bringing that leg down to create that somatic shelf into Straddle-bat. For spotting for couch, it's going to be very similar to Cartwheel. Basically, you're going to be right back here at the end, nice stance. And then as they go into couch, you're again guarding hips. So your flyer and base are going into couch, you're spotting hips. Right, like this, as long as you have good control of hips, then everything's good. And then you're making sure to guard up here as well, because we always want to keep an eye on the melon. And then as they come back down, we're doing that same thing in reverse. It's very similar to a Cartwheel spot. We're just keeping an eye on hips and making sure not to get our hands in the way of the base's feet, but to make sure we offer that continual protection for the base and the flyer. Okay, for level 2 for couch, making it an extra little pretty, putting some flair in there, we're going to have base stay exactly the same pretty much except for a slight foot shift. And the flyer is going to bring their upper leg up and grab hold of it just like this. Nice hold. You can do this in different ways depending on how flexible you are. And the base is going to feel the flyer's hip shift a little bit, and you can help support that shift. And this is just a great, real pretty way to have more fun with couch.